All right, welcome, Internet. This is Berserk Basics Volume 4. Today we're going to talk about strategies, basic strategies, because we're using a free-to-play league deck, and we're going to keep this real simple, and, real long strategies take a real long time. So, with that in mind, before we start, I want to give a shout-out to my man Mukti out there for hooking a brother up with some sweet ass gear. I feel very official in my official gear, Vulcan Forge gear. So with that going forward, I would like to say you the man. And let's talk about Berserk basic strategy. Alright, so here we go on this game. Alright, now, starting screen, you can see right away that I am going to be going first. That means that I definitely want a lava 1 card. Okay, a card that costs 1 lava so that I can play it on the initial round. Otherwise, I am wasting a turn. So I'm looking at the cards that they gave me. I see no 1 lava card among them. I see a couple of 2 lava cards, which is going to help me out on my second turn. But only 1 lava card, only that. So let's go ahead and select all of these cards, except for maybe the Lion Gate stun card, because I do like that card. We're going to exchange all of these cards, and we're going to hope for a 1 lava card, and we get none. Okay, we get a bunch of 2s and 3s, which are fine for the lower rounds, but no 1. So we're going to go ahead and just skip our first turn. It's unfortunate, but it's true. So I Sleepy 1 is going to go ahead and get an advantage on that. So we skip the first turn. It's up to I Sleepy 1 to go ahead and lay out the first cards. Okay. They're going to throw out 2 low-powered minions in the hopes that one or both of them will be able to stay to the next round. As you can see, I've gone ahead and pulled out my Lion Gate, and it was really my only option besides my Warrior of Ares that came in on the draw. Usually, I don't put Warrior of Ares down on the first round. They're too easy to get picked off by the opponent using a spell or something that they've already got on board. And those are important cards. I want to keep them around. And they only have 2 hit points to start off with. So I'm going to go ahead and throw down the Lion Gate here and see what happens. Just see if it gets by. Now, real quickly, I want to also pause and let you know that as someone who is using Wolf Shadow for their hero, I have the Wolf Shadow NFT. Wolf Shadow does allow me a secret power of 2 damage against a random enemy card at any time, and all I have to do is push this little A button that's next to the Wolf Shadow. Now, I don't want to use that right now, even though my Lion Gate is in jeopardy of leaving before it ever gets active. I'm going to save it and see what happens, okay? We're going to go forward and see what happens. Okay, I Sleepy 1, they get cards back into their hand. The very first thing that they're going to do okay, they're going to bring out a hardwood club and hit my Lion Gate. No problem. Get it down to 2 damage. Then they're going to attack my Lion Gate with their 2 hit point card, use the Joss Hellick card against my hero, get me 1 hit point on my hero. They keep their Joss Hellick card in play. I have no minions, so I Sleepy 1 is feeling like that's a pretty good play. Start of my turn, new card that comes in. Can't use it, unfortunately. Amongst all these cards, I'm going to go ahead and throw down a 3/3 card, very powerful card that brings in a Warrior of Ares as well into my hand. So now you can see in my hand I have 2 Warrior of Ares down there just waiting. Also, this Joss the Hellick card that he's got cannot get rid of my 3/3 card. There's absolutely no way. He can buff his card, or he can use a spell. It looks like he's going to bring in a Warrior of Ares on his own. That Warrior of Ares has to wait 1 turn. He wastes his Joss the Hellick card on my card. Now, the reason he did this is to get my card down to a 2 hit point. Not sure why. If he's going to attack with the Warrior on the next turn, the Warrior will get to 3 hit points on his next turn. So maybe it's because if now I attack, both minions will be gone because they're a 3/2 and a 2/2. Okay, so what I did right there is I hit my A button, which activates my power, and it uses its random ability to attack the one card that my opponent had out there. So I'm glad I waited at least one turn, because using it against the Warrior of Ares is much more useful than using it against one of those 1 hit point cards that were available to me earlier. All right, so now I still have my minion on board. It's going to have full attack power, and I'm going to use it against Ice Sleepy One's hero. Oh, look at that. All right, so before I even speak, what happened? I brought out a card that enables a buff of another card, and I did it before the attack. Doing it before the attack allows me to buff my card first and give me 1 extra hit power against my opponent's hero. It's kind of like a double dip, because I'll be able to use it again next time. All right. I also bring out my Warrior of Ares with my other 2 lava. So now, after this round, I'm looking pretty good. I did not have to use any of my minions to attack his minions. I used my special ability, which is just what it is. I have 3 minions now on board. He has 0 minions on board, and I have a lot of offensive capabilities waiting. All right, he's taking his sweet time. He has 4 lava. Okay, I'm going to pause it right there just so you could see what happened, because sometimes it happens really fast. I had 3 minions on the table. Now, he goes and brings in this Invocation of Helios. It's a spell card, and it attacks a random enemy card. Now, I had 3. It was a 33% chance he would get the right card. They happened to attack the card of mine that had the most attack power on the board, but that's okay. I have 2 other high attack power cards on board. He still has 2 lava left. Looks like he didn't have any more cards to play with that 2 lava. It became my turn. Immediately on my turn, my Warrior of Ares increased its attack power by 1. Okay, what am I going to do? The suspense is killing me. Okay, smart move. I am bringing up a taunt card. The taunt card is basically a protector card. What it does is it forces your opponent to attack that card before it attacks any other card or your hero. Okay, so it basically protects my Warrior of Ares, and it looks like I'm going to use a spell card to buff that taunt card even further, giving it a 5 hit point and a 2 attack power. Now, in the free-to-play league, there are no cards that come onto the board with 5 attack power that I can think of. So immediately, by doing this, it's going to require a card and a buff card, or 2 cards, to get rid of it. I now have attacked Ice Sleepy One's hero with both of my available attack cards. And again, I am sitting pretty at the end of my round with 2 high-power attack cards, 1 very high-powered defensive card, much higher hero hit points, and Ice Sleepy One has no cards on the board right now. He has 5 lava, which means it is round 4. Now, that's important because at this point, you could consider surrendering. If you surrender a match before round 5, then no one gets experience points, no one gets lava. It's really sad, so please don't do that. All right, while I was speaking, Ice Sleepy One went ahead and put up a taunt card and did exactly what I did. It further buffed the taunt card, giving it a 2/5, 2 attack, 5 defense. If you look on my board, there is currently none of my cards that have the 5 attack power necessary to get past this taunt card. So I'm going to have to attack it in combination. Now, I don't want to lose any of my cards because they're valuable to me. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to attack it with cards that have more health than this card has attack power. This card has a 2 attack power. I have 1 card that has more health. I have also my Warrior of Ares. It has 2 health, Not quite 3, but 2. So what can I do? Well, I'm looking down at my hand right now, and I see a Shield of Ajax. I think I'm going to bring it up in a second here. Yay, there it is, the Shield of Ajax. I bring out the Shield of Ajax. I buff my Warrior of Ares, giving it a 3 health. Now I can attack that taunt card, and it survives the attack. It still has 1 hit point left over. Okay, searching through my hand, what do I have? An Acolyte of Vulcan. It's a great 3/2 attack card. It brings another card into my hand. I am now going to finish off attacking the taunt and attacking the hero at the end of my turn. So now, more than ever, I'm looking... this is a great trajectory of gameplay for me. Each round, I am eliminating all of my opponent's minions, and each round, I am getting 1 more and 1 more minion of my own to stay on the board, ready to attack during the next hand. Now, so far, I've been playing kind of a defensive game, believe it or not, in that I have been eliminating my opponent's minions. But there is a certain point of the game where your strategy shifts, and you start to attack. It's an overwhelm sort of strategy, and your opponent has no choice but to try to pick off your minions along the way, and they're wasting their time as you're attacking. Now, the only thing they can do is exactly what I, Sleepy One, just did. That's throw a taunt card down and force me to slow down just a little bit to get rid of that taunt card. Okay, so how am I going to get rid of it? Let's take a look and see how I get rid of it. I need 4 attack power to get rid of it. That's a combination of cards, or I use my, look at this, I use a heal card. I heal my Warrior of Ares back to its full health of 3. I can now attack this taunt card, keep my Warrior of Ares, always important, and now I'm just going to attack. I don't care about the other minion that he has on the table anymore. It doesn't do any concern of mine. I have so much attack power. I have a defensive card on board that the minion can't even get rid of on its own. And he's down to 6 health points. So at this point, the game is in the bag. So I want to say, don't count your chickens before they hatch, because I've definitely had weirder things happen to me. Okay, an Immortal card is what I, Sleepy One, has put down. It's a roadblock. I have to get rid of it first. I'm checking the graveyard. I'm checking to see what kind of cards I've played. I'm checking the graveyard again. I'm not sure exactly why. I think I'm just demonstrating that you can do that. You can actually roll your mouse over those cards, see what cards have been played. In this sense, I'm going to go ahead and use my Warrior of Ares, which has been extremely helpful. That Warrior of Ares, I've mentioned every turn. So you can understand why a rage card is so important. Alright, just like that, the game is over. I gave him a good game commendation, which you should always do if you feel like your opponent gave you a good game. And we're going to go analyze another game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's take another look at a game of mine and analyze exactly what I did in this game and why I did it, and see exactly what happened. In this game, you can see that the opponent goes first, which means I am looking for a 2 lava card, because I'm starting off with 2 lava cards. So I'm going to get rid of the alias Keeper of the Winds. Looks like I am going to probably get rid of the Shield of Ajax as well. We're looking for 2 lava cards. We get a Hardwood Club and a Spartoy, a Mythic Spartoy. The Mythic Spartoy is a great card, but it's for later in the game. Can't really use it for round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So anyway, back to what I've got here. I've got the Iskandrian Scout, Statuette of Ares, Priest of Momos. These are some good starting cards. These are some okay starting cards. We will see what my opponent starts with and how I can respond. That's the most critical part of the game. Dead Inside is my opponent for this game. They were first until they ended their turn. They must not have had any lava coins of their own. I'm going to bring up my own Iskandrian Scout. That's the only card I can play at this point. The Iskandrian Scout is a great opening card. Immediately, we've got a common Spartoy. Now, the Spartoys are a theme in the free-to-play league. I'm going to just refer to them all as Spartoys, and because I cannot pronounce all of them, and it's ridiculous. So this is a 1/1 Spartoy, and many of the Spartoys are undead. It means that you can activate them immediately as soon as you put them on the board. So you can see it's already got the white glow around it. Now, the question becomes immediately, is he going to attack my Iskandrian Scout, or is he going to attack my hero? we'll see what he does. The attack of the Iskandrian Scout is totally predictable and probably what I would have done. It's an attack of a card that has twice the attack power of itself, so it makes sense. I'm going to pause real briefly. I received the Warrior of Ares as my incoming card. Now, if you just watched the video before this, the Warrior of Ares is one of my favorite cards, and again, don't usually like to put it in place so easily. It can be so picked off by my dead inside using a spell to get rid of it, an Invocation of Helios, something like that. I have no choice in the matter. I only have the Hardwood Club, and the Hardwood Club only affects cards. It does not affect heroes. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Warrior of Ares out there and see if it remains out there. Okay. Now, the Statuette of Ares is a great response. It brings a Warrior of Ares into my opponent's hands. It is a 3/3 card, and my Warrior is now, as you can see, I'll let it go just a second further. I let it go just a second too far. My Warrior is a 3/2 card now that it has increased its activity, or its hit point for 1 round. What I'm going ahead and doing now is bringing out my Invocation of Helios. It's a spell card, and it does, as you can read, 2 damage to a random enemy card. There's only 1 card of my enemies out there, so it's going to do 2 damage, and immediately I'm going to follow up by bringing up my Hardwood Club. I'm going to use it, I'm going to get rid of it, and it cleared the road. It literally cleared the space between myself and Dead Inside's hero. I'm going to use my Warrior of Ares against it, and it's going to remain on board. Now, I don't have any way of protecting my Warrior of Ares right now. It's going to have to stay there for at least 1 turn. Hopefully, there is no Invocation of Helios coming back at me and getting rid of my Warrior of Ares. Okay, stun card, Lion Gate. Second card, Lion Gate. Lion Gate stun cards are underrated. The 3 defense is very difficult to get past. So right now, as you can see, my Warrior of Ares has a 4/2, and the cards I'm looking at are a 1/3. It means that I can attack one of them and not lose my minion. It's a huge difference between when I attack the hero and when I attack other cards. Also, I need to get stun cards away from my opponent's use. They're very, very scary to me, and they make all my cards useless. So my Warrior of Ares is a 4/2, can go ahead and attack and get rid of one of these Lion Gate cards. After which, it's sitting there by itself. So I'm going to bring up a Priest of Momos. It's a taunt card. And as you can see, these numbers work out so that the Lion Gate stun card that Dead Inside has, it can't get rid of my Priest of Momos card by itself. It's going to need buffing, or it's going to need additional cards coming in to help. So we'll see. I don't think that they can get to my Warrior of Ares at this point. It's very fragile, my Warrior of Ares. It's only a 4/1 right now. So, I'm nervous for it. It's like a little baby card, But, all right, let's see what they do. Okay, they're bringing out their own Warrior of Ares. They have 2 lava left. Oh, it looks like they have 1 lava left because the Warrior of Ares is a 2. Okay, they weren't able to follow up the card. Okay, so he had to attack my taunt card. He's being forced to attack my taunt card. And now that my taunt card is stunned, it would have been beneficial to follow it up with yet another attack because any damage would have been mitigated by the fact that it was stunned. There is no active card to follow it up. So unfortunately, for Dead Inside, my taunt card is still there. So we've got a Warrior of Ares at 5/1. I really want to get rid of that Lion Gate stun card. So what I'm going to do is bring up a buff card of my own. And we're going to buff the Helm of the Lost hero is going to buff my Warrior of Ares, give it 2 health, which means I can attack that stun card and remain on board. And at this point, I want to get rid of this Warrior of Ares of my opponent because come next round, it's going to get an extra attack point. It's going to be able to get rid of my taunt card all by itself, and then my Warrior of Ares, which is a healthy Warrior of Ares now at 6/1, is going to be a little bit out in the weeds. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, bring up my Statuette of Ares. It's going to bring another Warrior of Ares into my hand and give me offense on the board. And then I'm going to go down here next to my wolf shadow. My hero is this A button. It is my additional power button. And as an owner of a wolf shadow NFT, I am granted this additional power button. It's not available for the free NFTs. And only level 1 Vulcanites are allowed to play in the most basic Berserk League. So this is a really healthy advantage. I'm not going to deny that it is. Once per turn, I can deal 2 damage to a random enemy card. It's almost just like the spell that we used earlier. Now, again, only 1 enemy card on the board, so when I use this Warrior of Ares goes away, and it is a free and clear road between myself and Dead Inside. We've used now our strategy of dominance of the playing field for 4 turns, 5 turns now. There is a Priest of Momos on board that I have to deal with. It's just one thing I have to deal with. I'm going to bring up this Undead card. It immediately gives me an attack power of 1, plus my Statuette of Ares. Here it goes. My Statuette of Ares has 3 defense, so it will stay on board. And I have a choice at this point. I can go full attack mode. I can cross the threshold from clearing the playing field and go into full attack mode, or I can try to get this Laughter of the Gods out of the way. And what I've made the decision, apparently, I'm going to, first of all, okay, this is brilliant. I'm going to come up with my High Priest. The High Priest heals any card that I choose. Now remember, I had previously buffed the Statue of Ares, this Warrior of Ares, from a 2 to a 3. So when I heal it, it comes back all the way to 3. And I've made the decision that I'm going to go ahead and just start attacking the hero. I'm going to leave that Laughter of the Gods up there. I want to get hit points off of the hero. The Laughter of the Gods cannot get rid of my Priest of Momos on its own. It needs help. And for Dead Inside, here comes help. Not only an undead, active immediately, but a buffed undead and a second undead. So they're going to use some math here. They're going to add up some numbers. And successfully, we're able to get rid of both my taunt card and my high-value Warrior of Ares. So was that because I left the Laughter of the Gods on board? Yeah, if I had taken care of that, we wouldn't be in this situation. I would still have at least one of those cards left, you know, the Warrior of Ares, because it would take 2 of them to get through my taunt. So maybe I was 1 round too early. Maybe I was 2 rounds too early in attacking. You don't really know. You kind of have to just kind of gauge it and wing it sometimes. So at this point, I'm looking at my cards. I'm going to try to stack the field a little bit. I'm going to bring out cards that are just healthy cards. The Acolyte of Vulcan gives me another Acolyte of Vulcan in my hand. The Aelios card here is a 3/5, no special abilities, but just a healthy card. And I have decided again, I'm going to ignore the Laughter of the Gods minion on the book, and I'm just going to start attacking the hero. And as you can see, you know, it's kind of worked out. We're at a 30 to 14 advantage between heroes at this point. So I have no defense really on the board. I've got no taunts, but I've got no special characters on the board either that the opponent would really want to attack. It's kind of spread out across the field. Okay, the opponent is coming back with a Spartoy, a Mythic Spartoy, which summons an undead. The Mythic Spartoy is one of those minions of my opponent that I like to get rid of. I don't like seeing it on the board. So instead of continue the attack right now, I'm going to buff. I'm going to buff one of my minions enough to get rid of that Spartoy. Just say goodbye to it. And then this other Spartoy, this other undead that's on the board, I'm not going to worry about it too much because now it's going to be sitting behind its own taunt of the Priest of Momos that I just put up. So we will let the Priest of Momos take the damage, and we are going to use all my other cards now as a overwhelming attack. Okay, we've had a roadblock in the form of a taunt being thrown up at us. We're going to get rid of that taunt easily. I'll have a lot of firepower to get rid of the taunt that they just put up. Okay, he has no choice. He will attack his undead against my taunt. Just like that. And his turn is over. Now, I'm going to attack his taunt, the center of his characters with the lowest value of my cards that I can and get rid of it. Now, I don't want to use 2 cards. I'd much rather use 1 card. I only have 1 card that successfully does it. I've got, you know, a 4/1 and a 3/1. Why would I use the 4/1? It makes absolutely no sense, right? So we're going to go forward and we're going to use this 3/1 to attack a 4/3. It's like getting rid of a card at a discount, really. The 4/3 is a much more powerful card, but my 3/1 still takes care of it. So the math just works out. When something like that works out, you use it. Right now, I am left with the choice again. Do I attack the Warrior of Ares? Do I get rid of it, like I say? Well, my opponent only has 12 hit points left, and I have a lot on the board. So I'm going to throw up a roadblock in the form of another taunt of my own. I'm going to throw up some more of my own offense, and I'm going to go overwhelm. I'm going to get my opponent down as low as I can and put the ball in their court. And in this case, it's a 3-point court, if you want to call it that, because my opponent is now down to 3. They don't really have a lot of choices. Okay, and I'm stacking the gate. I'm stacking the field. I'm putting everything I can on there. At this point, it doesn't matter if my opponent has a Libation of Blood card, which would eliminate all of the cards on the deck, because that would take away 10 points and they would kill themselves. So they can go ahead and put whatever they want up. I see no taunts coming up, just a whole lot of offense. It's a little bit too late for that. They're going to go ahead and get rid of my taunt cards and waste their turn. And then I only have 3 hit points left on my opponent. So this game is a lock at this point. And I appreciate Dead Inside sticking with it throughout the entire game and not surrendering early. If you surrender before round 5, the game is worthless for experience points in Lava. All right, that's the end of that. I gave Dead Inside a good game commendation, and I would appreciate it if when we play, you give me a good game commendation. Okay, well, that was 2 quick videos about some basic Berserk strategy, about opinions of my own, maybe not yours, about when you should be playing some cards, why it makes sense to play combination cards, and why certain cards are inherently more valuable than other cards. Now, don't be confused about me winning so easily. I am not a very good Berserk player. I just happen to get some really good combinations of cards in those particular videos. Don't be intimidated. Jump on Berserk. Earn yourself some experience points, start turning that experience points into lava, get into Vulcanverse, use some of that lava to turn it into PYR, buy yourself some land, you know, I mean, get the ball rolling here, start working with Vulcan Forged, and, you know, just get yourself started. There's a referral link at the bottom here under the comments or something like that, or my descriptions or whatever it is. Use my referral link, get to a certain amount of experience points. We both get a little bit of extra lava, you and me, and you'll have fun. And if you see me out there, don't be afraid, because you have a good chance of beating me. So until then, this is Lumpy Land saying goodbye. Press 2 to forage, and Hades still smells funny, even though it's giving me a lot of diamonds. All right, Happy New Year. Bye, everybody.